Federal road names in Fayetteville will change to eliminate ties to the Confederacy,
while North Carolina lawmakers make it easier to purchase a handgun. I'm Madison Schwinniker.
And I'm Andrew Thrift. Those stories, plus former President Donald Trump surrenders to authorities in New York.
You're watching Carolina News Today.
UNCP's annual festival at Old Main took place Saturday despite the weather concerns. Strong winds in the forecast led organizers to announce the festival would move inside to the auxiliary gym, but that didn't stop the fun. Guests were met with most of the usual interactive crafts, games, entertainment, and food. As usual, the event was free and open to the public, originally conceived as a family day for non-traditional students and their children. Unfortunately, this year was the first time a Ferris wheel was included. The ride was set up in the parking lot next to the quad, but was only operational Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. because of the forecast.
Fort Bragg in Fayetteville will be renamed to Fort Liberty on June 2nd. Back in 2021, Congress voted to change the names of 9 military installations named after Confederate figures. 9 streets on the nation's largest military installation are also being renamed because of their ties to the Confederacy. Bragg Boulevard, Riley Road, and Randolph Street will be renamed Liberty Boulevard, Rock Merritt Avenue, and R. Miller Street by the end of the year. Only the portion of Bragg Boulevard that serves the base will be changed. The city and county are responsible for the other portions and to cover the costs for new signage. Other streets crossing the base that will be renamed are Armistead, Alexander, Pelham, Jackson, Donaldson, and Mosby. The North Carolina Department of Transportation estimates that its own share of new signage will cost about $300,000.
A high school student in North Carolina is recovering after police say he accidentally shot himself at a community college. Winston-Salem police say Shannon Pitts suffered a self-inflicted wound in a restroom at Forsyth Technical Community College Thursday.
The preliminary investigation has revealed that Mr. Pitts was in possession of a firearm on campus, which resulted in what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the hand. Appropriate charges are being evaluated and will be sought.
Pitts is not a student at the college. The 18-year-old attends Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy. Officials say he was on campus with hundreds of other high school students making a college visit. Authorities are now investigating whether the shooting was accidental or intentional.
Last week, we informed you about a piece of firearms legislation that was vetoed by Governor Roy Cooper. On Wednesday, the General Assembly voted to override the veto. Senate Bill 41 makes it easier to buy a handgun because you'll no longer need to obtain a permit from your local sheriff. The new law also allows guns on some school properties where religious services are held. It's the first time both chambers have been able to override Cooper's veto power since 2018.
At least 32 people are dead as brutal storms move across the U.S. President Joe Biden is pledging help from the federal government, while forecasters are warning the severe weather is not over yet. CNN's Amy Kiley reports.
Dangerous weather continues moving across the U.S., leaving behind a trail of destruction and death. This video shows hail falling near Dallas. Today, that storm system pushing through Louisiana.
This is just an unbelievably tragic moment for our state.
At least 5 people are dead after a twister hit Arkansas over the weekend.
We have activated the National Guard in the hardest hit areas of the state.
Just across the state line, Tennessee reports at least 15 deaths, with one in Alabama and another in Mississippi. The weather isn't sparing the north either.
3 individuals have lost their lives in the tornadoes that came through Crawford County.
Illinois communities are reeling from tornadoes. At least 5 people are dead due to severe weather in Indiana, with another fatality in Delaware. Now, a snowstorm is moving across northern states, and it could bring a spring blizzard to South Dakota.
If anybody has learned a lesson, it is that when those alerts come in, we need to take them seriously.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Former President Donald Trump was arraigned in a Manhattan criminal court a little over an hour ago. following a multi-year investigation into a payoff that might be illegal use of campaign contributions. Trump faces more than 30 business-related fraud charges, but what he won't face in the courtroom are video cameras. CNN's Gloria Pazmino explains the preparation for Trump's appearance.
No broadcast cameras in the courtroom. That's according to the judge presiding over the arraignment of former President Donald Trump in Manhattan today, rejecting the request made by several media outlets to broadcast the historic proceedings. Meanwhile, New York City is preparing for a moment never before seen in the United States, as Trump becomes the first former or sitting president to be criminally charged.
Obviously, this is different. This has never happened before. I've never had Secret Service involved in an arraignment before.
Security will be tight with street closures until after the arraignment. The city says they are actively monitoring any threats of violence or mass demonstrations, including those by a Georgia representative and Trump supporter.
And although we have no specific threats, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is known to spread misinformation and hate speech, she stated she's coming to town. While you're in town, be on your best behavior.
Trump is expected to enter a plea of not guilty to the dozens of charges he's set to face, charges his legal team is ready to challenge.
We know that this was based on Stormy Daniels. We know what's in it. It's a bunch of garbage.
In New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino.
Some elementary school kids in West Virginia are learning how to go after the big story. They're starting up their school's newscast again after a long pause. Clayton McChesney of station WVVA has their story.
Athens Elementary School has their very own news studio. They got their start in 2018, but just started back again following a break due to COVID. They cover local, national, and world news, and even do sports and weather. These student journalists also do fun segments like Joke of the Week, Interesting Fact, and Kindness Report.
It looks for people that do kind things, and then when I see it, I get a press pass and I go get them and I interview them.
The library and technology specialist at the school guides the students. He says working on the news helps the kids learn and grow.
But I think at first they were a little shy. Actually, I know they were, and they were a little scared, but the more we do it, the more they've come out of their shell and they have a lot of fun with it.
It really makes you come out of your shell because you're in front of a camera and you're talking to the whole school. So that really helps if you have like social anxiety.
Whether behind or in front of the camera, the kids say they're having fun.
Remember to be kind because you never know when you'll be on the news.
The kids use YouTube to stream their newscast, as you might expect.
In UNCP athletics, fast times at High Point turn out to be NCAA provisional qualifiers.
And 2 doubleheaders lead to double wins for Brave softball.
Michaela Trapes is up next, and she'll tell us who pitched a no-hitter on Saturday at home. Hey everyone, I'm Michaela Trapes, and here's what's been going on in Braves athletics. The softball team had a full itinerary over the weekend, meeting North Greenville and Converse University in doubleheaders on Friday and Saturday here on campus. Both games against North Greenville took place on Friday, and the Braves just squeezed out Game 1 11-10. Game 2, the Braves finished the series with a 3-0 victory. They had 17 hits and 4 home runs across both events. On Saturday, Madison Dyson pitched a no-hitter against Converse University in Game 1 and claimed the 10-0 victory for the Braves. Summer Bullard took over the Game 2, where Braves gave up 3 runs but scored 11 of their own. The Braves got 21 batters across home plate in the 2-game matchup on Saturday, while only playing 11 total innings. After battling back and forth with North Greenville on Friday, head coach Stephanie Graziani said, "Don't ever count us out."
We just fought every inning, and that's been our motto, is to just stay together and fight together and just take it one inning at a time, because you can't count us out. We're too good of a team to be counted out. And they have a motto within themselves that they say pass the bat. Just pass the bat, defense behind you, It's just trying to play more as a unit together and making sure that, if we screw up, guess what? I'll pick you up. And that's what it was. It was regardless of the score, they went up and they were like, all right, guys, don't count us out. Let's go. This is our house. And they fight every inning. And it's so good to see the fight every inning because you never know what's going to happen in this game with this team.
Baseball had their bats moving on home dirt this weekend as well, in a 3-game series with Erskine College that ended in a 2-1 split. Friday's matchup saw the Braves fall behind in the count, which led Erskine away with a 10-3 win. The doubleheader on April Fool's Day saw the Braves cash in on revenge when they defeated the Flying Fleet in Game 2 after a close-knitted 5-4 victory. The Braves left no doubt in the final game between the two squads, coming out with hot bats in Game 3 for a stunning 19-1 victory. This win gives the team their 16th home win of the season. The team has a chance to continue the momentum against Coker tonight on Sammy Cox Field at 6 p.m. Go Braves! The outdoor track and field squads had multiple opportunities to show their talents in weekend matchups. First, the vert class meet at High Point University on Saturday. They did that and more. The 4x100 meter relay team wasted no time, pun intended, in showcasing what the Braves are capable of, capturing first place and registering an NCAA provisional time. The time of 40.64 seconds is the current fastest time in D2 this season. Delson Burkhart and Joshua Chepkisser went to the Colonial Relays in Virginia instead, where Burkhart captured the crown in the 1,500 meter run out of the 83 runners. Chepkisser was runner-up in the 5,000 meter event. Both men made NCAA provisional qualifying marks. The Braves will be back in action Saturday for their one and only home meet of the season. The Braves Classic starts at 10 a.m. and goes all day at Taylor Track in Grace P. Johnson Stadium. They hope to see you there. The golf team is finishing up the Bracket Challenge today, hosted by University of North Georgia. But CNT reporter Anna Bass grabbed an interview with junior Elizabeth Ritchie before they left to talk about the event and how the team maintains a competitive mindset with the conference championship approaching.
Going into this tournament, I'm super excited because it's kind of different. It's a match play tournament and it's going to be really fun. It's something that a lot of collegiate golfers don't get to experience. So I think that's going to be a great last season tournament for me to just kind of finish it all off. And then going into conference is just trying to be really confident, stick to my game plan, stick to my game, know that I am a good player, and just giving it everything I have and soaking it all in. That's just kind of where I'm at, is just being really positive, being super happy, and really leaving it off on a good note. I think we're feeling really confident. At the end of season, it does get really tough, especially when you play in the fall and the spring full time. It's not like we have an off season. So sometimes I've seen trends in the past couple of years where we kind of get to the end and we get to conference and people are getting tired, injuries start coming up, people are, mental state isn't as strong, and I can definitely tell a trend now that we are really strong right now and we are really confident and we're still pushing hard, and I think we have a great shot at conference as a team to win again, and I think we have a great shot at doing really well at regionals this year.
After a long month of basketball madness and sadness, the NCAA Division I tournament has finally come to an end. On the women's side, the LSU Tigers downed the Iowa Hawkeyes 102-85 and hoisted their first basketball national trophy in history. No women's team has ever reached triple digits in a Final Four. On the men's side, the UConn Huskies fulfilled their championship aspirations once more after finishing off San Diego State 76-59. Monday's celebration in Stanford seems to have gotten a little out of hand. 15 people were arrested and charged with various crimes following the game. 16 others were transported to area hospitals for treatment for minor injuries. Officials are working to determine how much damage was caused. The university hosted a pep rally this afternoon, but naturally students couldn't wait till then.
I expected this all, but at the same time, you got to understand this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but it comes every, few years.
I mean, being here when the guys win, this is their 5th time winning, and being on campus and being a student here, it's no other feeling. You were here during history, so it's pretty awesome.
That's all for me. Don't forget to check out Braves baseball action tonight at Sammy Cox Field here at home. I'm Hayla Trace, and I'll see you next week. Madison, Andrew, back to you.
Thanks, Mahala. The weather looks great for tonight, but it's not looking so great for the track meet on Saturday. Chance of rain, 90%.
Let's hope not. I really don't like to see Braves athletics canceling. All right, that's all for the episode of Carolina News Today. I'm Madison Schwinneker.
And I'm Andrew Thrift, and we'll see you next week.